Hello everyone. Today we'll consider the main parts of the drums of the pop genre and their recording when creating a style. First, select the sounds, play them, then write them as a style, and also in some examples I'll show you how the rhythmic patterns are displayed in the MIDI editor. Go to the style editor to record from scratch. The drum sets the tempo and rhythm tied to the measure. The 4/4 measure is selected in advance for a simple and complex rhythm that is 4 parts or beats of a measure. There are weak and strong beats, but for now we will set them aside. In our case, the sound of a large drum appears on each beat for the set of a clear rhythm. Pay attention to how it looks in the MIDI editor. So let's start the recording with the first variation. We'll set the length to 4 measures to record the drum track, although it was possible to have 2 measures, but it doesn't matter now. Set quantization to 1/16 to automatically correct inaccuracies. We choose a drum kit for pop style. And set the tempo as 120 beats per minute. Note that the first note of the keyboard is C2. If you need to change this, for example, lower the entire range of the keyboard by an octave, set it to -1 and the first note will be C1. The big drum, by the way, is C2. So, let's record the part of the big drum for the first variation using the metronome. Go! Check it out! Add hi-hat to the percussion track. This is the note F#2, and insert it exactly in the middle between the beats of the big drum. Attention to what happened in the MIDI editor. We see the first measure, 4 of its beats, and the third is a very detailed quantization that Korg allows you to do. The beat may consist of 384 parts. Hi-hat is exactly half the beat. This is the number 192. Then we see a note of #2. Its value and how long it lasts. I remind you that if you wish, you can change everything here. We can add a note by pressing the insert button. Now, let's write the second variation with the metronome. Here's what I basically did. I added a snare drum on note D2 for every second beat of the measure. By the way, I recorded a second variation of 2 measures in length. At the same time, I will correct the length of the first variation and also 2 measures. I just take hi-hat and copy from the first variation. That's what happened. Let's start the third variation. Set the sound for it and copy the drum track from the second variation. We'll check. Now right hi-hat. I want to reduce the recording speed so that it is easier and more visual. Then we will return it back to 120. We return it to our 120 and check the result. That's what hi-hat looks like in MIDI. Make the fourth variation. To start, copy the entire third variation to the fourth. I want to leave the drums but change the hi-hat pattern later on. We'll slow down the tempo for now. I'll erase hi-hat. Record it. Return to 120 and check. And save the style. Leave the editor, load our style and review the result. All the best to you. See you soon.